Hello, boys and girls, and welcome back to Miss Garcia's channel. So for this video, we're going to do a read aloud. I have a story picked out for us. I'm going to show you the front of the book, and you're going to look at the pictures, and maybe from that we can guess what the title is. Okay, so what do you see? See some bears. All right, let's count the bears. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 bears. All right, let's turn it over. Look at the back of the book. These are for clues to tell us what the book is about. Again, we see 1, 2, 3 bears, and they're sitting in a chair. Well, let me tell you the title of the book. It is called The 3 Bears by Paul Galdone. Again, remember, this is the front, the spine, and the back. Okay, here we go. Once upon a time, there were 3 bears who lived together in a house of their own in the woods. One of them was wee little bear. One was a middle-sized bear. And the other was a great big bear. There's 3 different sizes in it. They each had a bowl of porridge. A little wee bear had a little wee bowl. The middle-sized bear had a middle-sized bowl. And the great big bear had a great big bowl. They each had their own chair to sit in. Little wee bear had a little wee chair. The middle-sized bear had a middle-sized chair. And the great big bear had a great big chair. And they each had a bed to sleep in. The little wee bear had a little wee bed, and the middle-sized bear had a middle-sized bed, and the great big bear had a great big bed. One morning, the 3 bears made porridge for breakfast and poured it into their bowls, but it was too hot to eat. They decided to go for a walk in the woods until it cooled. While the 3 bears were walking, a little girl named Goldilocks came to their house. First, she looked at the window, and then she peeked through the keyhole. And of course, there was nobody inside. Goldilocks turned the handle of the door. The door was not locked because the 3 bears were trusting bears. They did no one any harm and never thought anyone would harm them. So Goldilocks opened the door and went right in. There was the porridge on the table. It smelled very good. Goldilocks didn't stop to think whose porridge it was. She went straight to it. First, she tasted the porridge of the great big bear, but it was too hot. Then she tasted the porridge of the middle-sized bear, but it was too cold. Then she tasted the porridge of the little wee bear. It was neither hot nor cold, but just right. Goldilocks liked it so much, she ate it all up. Then Goldilocks went into the parlor to see what else she could find. There were 3 chairs. First, she sat in the chair of the great big bear, but it was too hard. Then she sat in the chair of the middle-sized bear, but it was too soft. Then she sat down on the chair of the little wee bear, as it was neither hard nor soft, but just right. Goldilocks liked it so much that she rocked and rocked. The bottom of the chair fell out. Down she went, plump, onto the floor. Goldilocks went into the bedroom where the three bears slept. First, she lay down upon the bed of the great big bear, but it was too high at the head for her. Then she lay down upon the bed of the middle-sized bear, but it was too high at the foot for her. Then she lay down upon the bear of the little wee bear. It was neither high at the head nor too high at the foot, but just right. Goldilocks liked it so much, she covered herself up and fell fast asleep. By this time, the three little bears thought their porridge would be cool enough, so they came home for breakfast. Goldilocks had left the spoon of the great big bear in his porridge bowl. He noticed the first thing. "Somebody has tasted my porridge," said the great big bear in his great big voice. Goldilocks had left the spoon in the middle-sized bear in her porridge bowl too. "Somebody has been tasting my porridge," said the middle-sized bear in her middle-sized voice. Then the little wee bear looked at his bowl. "Somebody has been tasting my porridge and has eaten it all up," cried the little wee bear in the little wee voice. The three little bears went into the parlor. Goldilocks had left the cushion crooked in the chair of the great big bear. He noticed first thing. "Somebody has been sitting in my chair," said the great big bear in his great big voice. Goldilocks had pulled the pillow of the great big bear out of place. Oh, wait, I skipped a page. Yes, I did. I was about to say, I skipped a page. There it is. Goldilocks had squashed down the cushion in the chair of the middle-sized bear. "Somebody has been sitting in my chair," said the middle-sized bear in her middle-sized voice. Then the little wee bear looked at his chair. "Somebody has been sitting in my chair and has sat right through it," cried the little wee bear in his little wee voice. The three bears went into the bedroom. Goldilocks had pulled the pillow of the great big bear out of place. He noticed first thing. "Somebody has been laying in my bed," said the great big bear in his great big voice. Goldilocks had pulled the blanket of the middle-sized bear out of place. "Somebody has been laying in my bed," said the middle-sized bear in a middle-sized voice. Then the little wee bear looked at his bed. "Somebody has been laying in my bed, and here she is," cried the little wee bear. This woke up Goldilocks at once. There were the three bears all staring at her. Goldilocks was so frightened that she tumbled out of the bed and ran to the open window. Out she jumped. She ran away as fast as she could, never looking behind her. No one knows what happened to Goldilocks after that. As for the three little bears, they never saw her again. The end. Okay, boys and girls, so that wraps up our story time. Again, this is a really good book. There's a lot of different versions of this book. I only have this one, but I've read other ones. I hope you guys are doing well. I miss all of you. Big hug. I will see you guys on the next video, okay? Don't forget, I'm also going to link some videos below so that way you can watch as well. I'll try and find another version of the Three Little Bears, like a story, so maybe that way you guys can watch it. All right, bye.